Okay, it's day 2 of making sourdough, and this is the day you mix up your dough. I have the leaven that I started last night around 8 o'clock, and you can tell it's getting ready because there are bubbles forming. It's not really focusing well, but there are bubbles forming, and it's getting nice and light and airy. There we go. There is a test to see if it's going to be at the perfect fermentation, and hopefully it works. What I'm going to do is use my digital scale. Wait till it goes 0. I use this big metal bowl and 0 it out. The recipe is 700 grams of water, which is about 3 cups, but I always use the scale as my measurement. And my water is about the temperature of your body temperature. So just feel that with your finger. You can heat it up in the microwave or boil it, whatever. I mean, you wouldn't want to boil it. Just bring it up to your body temperature in a pot. You don't want it too hot. It'll kill all the natural leavening agent. Okay, so that's just under 700. It's close enough. This is called the float test, and like I said, hopefully it works. It's not always perfect. Your leaven has all this air in it from the fermentation process, and it should float on the top of your water, or mostly float. So you can see that's not sinking to the bottom when I put it in. That's a good sign, and you can see all these bubbles in it. So this should be about 200 grams. So we're gonna shoot for about 900. It's a little over. You can see mine says 924 when I put all my leavening agent in, but I'm just gonna use it all because this is not an exact science, which is nice. So then I take my spatula and I stir this in a little bit, break it up. And you're going to add your flour. My recipe is 700 grams of water, 200 grams of leavening agent, and then 1,000 grams total of flour. You can do a mixture of whole wheat flour with white flour. You can do, I've never done it, but you can do all whole wheat flour if you want a whole wheat sourdough. I've just done a blend of like 20 whole wheat, 80 white, but my family likes it all in white flour. So I use Bob's Red Mill unbleached white all-purpose flour for the whole 1,000 grams. Just pour that in. Okay. And basically just mix it up now. So the first step is getting this all incorporated. Oh, I did forget one thing. I forgot my salt. You do need salt in your recipe. Okay. So I'm going to use this and 0 it out. You can use a little bowl. And it is 35 grams of kosher salt. You could probably use like Himalayan salt or any kind of salt, fancy salt that you want. It's just a lot of salt, so I use Diamond kosher salt. Okay, and you could go a little over if you like a saltier bread. It's really not that noticeable in flavor. There's the salt, and stir it together. When this is completely incorporated, it's going to be really sticky, and you just lid it. Put a lid on it, put a timer on for 30 minutes, and then we're on to the next step. So it's not really that hard. It's just a lot of time in between each step. This is not incorporating that easily to begin, but you'll see in the half an hour how much the flour absorbs all the water. And it's a much nicer, softer dough in 30 minutes. So that's about as mixed as it needs to be. Oops. Okay, and then there goes the lid, and see you in a half an hour.